Alright, so I just want to make this video and kind of go over what I'm thinking in my head when I'm looking at a trade for one, and two, why I'm, entering this trade on Euro USD. So when I look at, let me shut everything off. We'll start with one thing. Let me just change all this. Okay, so when I look at Euro USD, what I can see when we zoom out on this 4 hour, I mean, this pair has been trending down since May. It has been straight down since May. We haven't had any direction change. It's been perfect all the way down of support and resistance. Let me delete this. So if I come in here, we can see we create new lows. Where's this at right here? So right here we have new lows. And then right here, we break the low. And then when we come up to here, we retest the low, and then we push down lower. And the same thing happens again. We have new lows created, break the lows, retest, enter. And it's been going on all the way down. Structure has been beautiful. So if I delete all this and I come in a little bit closer, right now we're on the 4-hour chart, I can see that we're still in the downtrend. The US dollar has been very strong. I mean, we've been getting strong CPI numbers. We've been getting strong PPI numbers. Just the overall, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess the overall trend of the dollar index has just been up. It really hasn't gone down. We're in a little bit of a retracement right now with the US dollar, which is why we're seeing this pullback in Euro USD. Let me see. I'll show you in DXY. So if you come on the weekly, you can see for weeks since March, even before March, since basically, we'll say, I guess right here, we'll go right here. We'll go with May, March, April, May, somewhere in there. The US dollar has just been on a tear to the upside. So since this is the case, I'm not going to be looking to bet against the US dollar. I'm going to be looking to sell anything against the US dollar or buy the US dollar against anything else. For example, like I would be buying, like, let's say USD CHF and selling Euro USD. I'm going to be betting on the US dollar on most of these trades. And so what I'm doing now is just looking for entries. I have my bias on the US dollar, and I'm just looking for entries. So when we come down here, we can see we have a pretty strong resistance happening right here. We can see this is all lows, lows, lows. Then we break below, retest it, and then move back down to the downside. We did have a pullback back up to the upside, which is kind of just in this range here. We had price coming along here, and we've rejected that. So now we're back in another pullback off of this push to the downside. So something I've noticed is that when I draw my fib, we've perfectly retested the 61.8 level on the fib. So if I just do like this. So we've got a push to the downside, then a pullback to the upside. We retest the 61.8. We're already moving down. If I turn on all my EMAs, you can see that all three EMAs have been trending down. We've had a couple little crossovers and some consolidation points, but we're very spread out between the 50 and the 400, which kind of gives me an indication that we're not coming close yet to a reversal. So since these are spread out, everything's moving down. That tells me that we're in a downtrend. It's another confirmation. Another thing that I can look at to see for confirmation, this is all extra stuff, by the way, as well. Honestly, I'm generally not looking at my EMAs. Generally, what I'm looking at is fib, support and resistance, breaks a structure, and then retests. So, and then, using my fundamental bias to give me a direction, and that's the direction I'm going to trade in. So I'm bearish on the Euro USD. price is going down, I'm only looking for sells. I'm not looking to get into short-term buys. I'm looking into sells that I can ride, and I think that this is one of them. So, but another thing you can look at, let's do this. I don't know why that's not working, but I guess I could just turn on here. Another thing you can look at is we have the DeFi Da Vinci cheat code. This has only been calling sells all the way down. You can see here and there's a couple buys, but the majority since January has been sells on this 4 hour. So it's another confirmation. So if I shut this off really quick. So when I'm looking to actually enter a position on this now, what I'll do is I'll come grab my short position. So we'll say we're going to enter here. I'm going to be looking to place stops somewhere above this zone right here. So an 84 pip stop loss. And then you can set targets down here back to the bottom of this, or you can set targets down here to the lows. So you're looking at an 84 pip stop loss to 213 to about 300 pip take profit. So you got a 3.5 to 1 and a 2.5 to 1, which is actually not a bad trade. I'm sure if you move down into smaller time frames, you could probably find a better stop loss. Like, I guess some people would say maybe above this wick, depending on what time frame you're on, or above these wicks over here. But me personally, I'm looking to trade this and hold it. A lot of times with my trading strategy, I'm not using take profits. What I would do is something like this, where let's say if I entered a sell up here, as we get these breaks of structure and these retests, so like here, once we would have gotten this break of structure and a retest up to it, I probably would have moved my stop loss down into this zone here, maybe right below this or the bottom of this green box, the top of this. Regardless, I would have been stopped out in profit though. And let's just say this is a 200 pip trade, so I would have been stopped out in profit once I moved my stop loss and we got the pull back up to the upside. But if I didn't get stopped out, then delete all this. If price came down here, when we got so we entered the trade up here, and when we got a break of this structure come down in a retest, I would have moved my stop loss down to here and let the trade continue to ride. So that's just to show you kind of how I take my trades. But for the majority, right now we have our bearish bias on the Euro USD. We're bullish on the dollar mostly. When I'm looking at fundamentals, I'm looking at things like the COT data. COT stands for Commitment of Traders. It's a report that all the big banks, smart money, they have to report their positions every week. So it's a little bit of a lagging indicator. You know, you're getting last week's data, the positions they opened last week into this week, but you're still seeing, you know, a lot of times when these smart money traders are taking trades, they're taking massive trades and they're just stacking on top of those positions and holding for a long duration. So although it is a lagging indicator from the week before, it still holds weight when it comes to the fundamental side of things. I also look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is what the masses are trading. You know, what regular day traders, like, I wouldn't say like me because I mainly trade with the COT, but your average day trader, this is what retail sentiment is. Are they long or are they short on the Euro US dollar, or are they short on the Swiss franc or the Canadian dollar? So I kind of want to trade against them. So a lot of them are looking, they're intraday traders, scalpers. They're trading on a shorter time frame, things like the hour, the 15-minute. So they're catching trades. Like, retail right now is bullish on the Euro USD. COT is bearish on Euro USD. So we can see that they've gotten that push to the upside, retail has, and they think that price is going to keep going. So a lot of times what smart money is going to be doing is they'll push their entries here on small buys to push price to the upside. Um, and so we see that happen here. Retail is winning, and now COT, they're what I'm hoping is correct is that their sells are placed somewhere around here. We're going to push price back down to the downside. Um, so yeah, that was kind of a lot, and it was more than I was expecting to talk about. But I did just want to get some video out for you guys so you can kind of see what's going through my head when I'm looking at the trades. Now, a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is a little bit more advanced, but I guess the key takeaways, if you're a beginner, would be to understand what direction the trend's going in, understand how to use Fibonacci, the levels. You know, you have the 38.2, the 50, and the 61.8. All three of these levels are important when it comes to Fibonacci. The 61.8 is, for me, kind of the golden level. That's where I'm looking to enter positions in the opposite direction. So if we have price coming down and price comes back up to the 61.8, I'll be looking to enter another sell there. If price is going up and then price comes down to the 61.8, then I'll be looking for another buy there. So understand how to use Fib, understand support and resistance. These are very important things when it comes to trading Forex. Even honestly in anything, in crypto, in stocks, understanding support and resistance is very important. So once you understand the trend, support and resistance, Fibonacci, you'll be able to start, entering smaller trades on your own. You can start to utilize demos, do paper trading, and you can start to see, test your skills with this technical analysis. And then you can start getting into the fundamental side, understanding things like CPI, PPI, GDP, gross domestic product, the producer price index, consumer price index. All these things are important. Inflation numbers, understanding whole economies. I don't want to include all this stuff, to scare you, but I do want you to understand that you have to start in one position and then slowly progress. It takes years to get really good in understanding charts and fundamental analysis, but once you do, it's a skill set that can make you money forever. Obviously we're not trying to sell you guys anything. We're doing all of this for free right now, and so I really want people to understand that you have an opportunity to make money right in front of you, and you just got to take a little bit of time to understand the basics, and then over time you can start to understand the advanced stuff and really start to amplify your income. So I hope my little rant and this video helps you guys out. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm always available. And if I'm not available, you can reach out to one of the people in the Discord. We have Pearl, we have the Mad Hatter, we have Jaden. So any single one of us could help you guys out and answer your questions and point you in the right direction. Thanks for watching, and have a good rest of your night.